Chink.
Hey, yo, hey, I see y'all in there. I see you looking at me, looking at you, looking at me. Live and alert on the north side of the dirt. It's your man, D-Real. It's Friday, baby, and we chilling up in this piece. That there over there, my man, that he over there gigging and whatnot. That's my man, Theo. You probably recognize that brother from I ain't saying, I'm just saying. He do it live every day. So yeah, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard not to see that, brother, unless you just trying to ignore him on purpose. What's going on, Theo?
Yeah, as you said, we live and alert from the north side of the dirt. That's the best side to be on. You feel me? So yeah, man, it's Friday. We vibing. We got the lights and everything like that. I hear Tony in the background somewhere saying, "I feel good," because I feel good. I feel good.
Oh, here you go.
I feel good.
He said,
"Yeah."
Can you send me the link again? Okay. Yes, sir. I can most assuredly.
I feel good.
But in the meantime, we're gonna keep
I feel good. If the music feel good to you, baby, let me hear you say.
You know what?
If the rhythm feel good to you, baby, let me hear you say.
It's funny that you should be talking about Tony.
Whatever I
have more than just passing experience with Tony.
Girl, you know I can provide whatever you need. Just call 26135.
Used to room with a guy who was in their band.
Man, I don't care what they say, man. They don't make music like that no more. I don't want to hear that no more, man. They don't make music like that no more.
And when the Who album went gold, they gave the gold album to my man, and he had it, sitting in his living room. You remember that song, My Baby Down? She's the only one that I care for. Yeah, it was that album. And the one with hey little Walter, hey
little Walter,
that
album. Been bad in it and everything like that. I had this little roommate, and Walter was his name. Man, they don't make music like that no more, bro. They don't.
Z2H. Let's go.
You know they don't. Folks be disrespecting my boy Roger Nelson. Gonna talk about some dadgum R. Kelly and Michael Jackson.
Wait, what are we talking about here?
Little Boosie. Go say something crazy. I got triggered. Like I said, I got triggered. Talking about a versus between Michael Jackson and R. Kelly. I ain't care what he said after that. He said R. Kelly would, do some stuff to Michael Jackson. I ain't care what he said after that, because I'm like, hold on. Before you talk about Michael versus R. Kelly, anything in a versus, we're just not gonna walk past Prince. We're not gonna do that. Like, before you get to 3, before you get to C, there's an A or a B here that's got to be acknowledged. Like that we just not gonna get there. That ain't what we're gonna do. Because Mike and Prince was going at it at the same time back in the day. And if we gonna compare Robert to anybody, it damn sure ain't Michael Jackson. Mike don't sing about the stuff Robert be singing about.
That's
Robert
true.
talking about getting the cookie.
That's true. And I mean, and with Mike and Prince, even with the Mike and Prince conversation, you got to look at them. Okay, because I mean, it's just like you said, back in the day, we would always have that conversation. Michael Jackson is, Prince that. Okay,
same generation.
Three things you cannot deny. Prince is a better musician than Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson is a better entertainer than Prince. And leave it at that.
You know what I can say? And we, regardless of what you like, prefer, my wife is a huge diehard Michael Jackson fan. That is what it is. But she's able to give Prince his accolades. The dude taught himself how to play every instrument. And the dude literally could sing every note.
Yeah, well, yeah. Yeah. How I said, better musician. You know what I'm saying? And he don't need to call a Quincy Jones. He you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna sit right here and I'm gonna compose some shit right now.
Listen,
So,
my dude walk up to the stage and he hit not one damn note and then open up and you like, oh hell, here we dig if you will a picture. You didn't already started vibing. He ain't done one damn song.
That be the verses, the end all verses right there. You know what I'm saying? Ain't everybody gonna leave that mug satisfied.
That's what I told. That's what I told the dude. I said, bro, we're not talking about who got this in their catalog. Styles make fights. You want to see Michael Jackson, Prince. You want to see Prince, R. Kelly. Prince, if R. Kelly, somebody say, sex me by R. Kelly, you be like, that's what you got? Okay, hold on. I got something for that. Prince got a plethora of damn songs you can choose from for that.
Brother Ace.
Mic check. Can you hear me okay?
All right now.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What up?
Told you I had a guest. Y'all didn't believe me. It's Ace the Outside. Now, I read it on the live yesterday, but I want to read what the brother texted to me about himself, and then we just gonna get right into it. Okay, because I thought it was pretty impressive myself. Okay. He said, and I quote, grassroots project director, I lead a variety of ideas. I started Hidden Village Events, which creates events and activities for fans of anime, comic fiction, gaming, sci-fi, and fantasy. Now, this part I thought was impressive. I teach and practice capoeira, the Afro-Brazilian martial art of song, play, and combat. Also involved with Afro-diasporic celebrations and connections, including Kwanzaa and Juneteenth celebrations. Me and you might have to talk after the show. And lastly, the director of Wakanda Alignment, a literacy and enrichment project utilizing Black media to expand cultural context for youth and their families. Hello and welcome, Ace, the Outside. What's going on, bro?
What up? Peace, yo. Thanks for having me, D-Real Theo. What's good, brother? Nice to meet you. Yeah, thanks for reading that verbatim, because I was really sitting there thinking like, okay, how do I encapsulate everything that I do into a short intro for somebody to understand? So I was like, let me just do what I do best. So yeah, I'm glad to be here. This is gonna be fun.
And just want to let you know, this is a safe space. I mean, what going up in here is all go up on in here, and if for nothing else, to let people know this is the kind of space you want to hit if you trying to raise some awareness about something you're doing.
Right on.
Especially if it involves us.
Yeah, it's Friday. We vibing. So you done pulled up into a cafe, if you will, and everything like that. It's some music around here. We got some coffee and some latte and everything like that. We just ain't pitched to pay YouTube that type of money. So yeah, of course, that's the type of vibe we got going on.
That's my type of vibe. Listen, I'm right at home. I'm already home. So it's all good.
I'm green teeing it tonight. So
you green teed. I didn't.
Well, yeah. You're supposed to do, hey, where I'm at, 420 was over an hour and 40 minutes ago. So, I'm taking care of that. But I don't want to sit around here and toot my horn. I want to get into a little bit of what Brother Ace is doing, and because I don't know what attracted you over here, but was it the Black Panther centric kind of vibe we was giving off?
Yeah. What was the first video I commented on? I don't even remember. I think I was on TikTok, because I try to use TikTok more often than I do But anything that's in like the Black Panther algorithm is gonna come across my feed at some point. So I think that's what happened. And I was like, I like the way this guy's talking. Let me tune in because I got to get more in touch with a lot of Black Panther creators. A lot of them are, they just do the comic review thing, and me, I take a different approach because I'm looking at it more scholastically, but also as a comic fan. I think some people either lean one way or the other. So I think I try to balance out the voices. So I got to hear from everybody. You know what I mean? So yeah. So I heard D-Real talk. I'm like, yeah, he's talking that talk. So let me tune in.
Okay, appreciate it. But you say you got the Wakanda alignment.
Yes, sir.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Sure. So Wakanda alignment is finding the relative material, relative content that connects you to whatever you're reading, whatever you're watching. Wakanda alignment is aligning with all those things that do make Wakanda great, both from a theoretical perspective and from an actual perspective. So when you're watching the movie and you're seeing that whoever on screen or seeing that moment on screen or reading that book, you're like, that's something I align with. Those values that Black Panther T'Challa has are values that I want to carry on with my manhood, personal manhood, and my personal kingship. And I think that Wakanda offers a little bit of that for everybody, whether you are a male, woman, in between, straight, gay, whatever the case is. I think that Wakanda offers all of that. And not just for Black folks, but for anybody who is reading, especially people who know what that oppression is like. But to know that your existence isn't here based off of whatever a colonizer is trying to portray. It is based in the reality that you have been on top of the world, are on top of the world, have been on top of the world for centuries and eons. So that's why I want kids to realize. That's why I want families, not just kids, but I want all types of people to realize that. So to take it back a bit, before I had Wakanda alignment, I had a program called Wakanda Alliance. And it started with a think tank of people who wanted to make an animation project, but then it turned into, we all love Black Panther. Let's do something with this. And so we started a literacy program based off of that. And in our first year, this check sitting up above me is a $500 check that we won for Project of the Year. So, we were going to different schools. We had a community center we were doing workshops out of. And yeah, for about 4 to 5 years, we were doing that. And it was just an amazing ride. Unfortunately, I had to depart from the organization who did it due to people who are in their 50s not going to therapy. No offense to either of you brothers. I don't look a day over 42. But, the salt and pepper, I don't know if that's, an indicator of a certain bracket. But I can tell that the peace within y'all keeps y'all looking young. The peace wasn't within this other brother who did what he had to do.
Got it. Wow.
But yeah. So finding alignment within what Black Panther what Black Panther is, I'm like, hold on, I'm really T'Challa. Like, I'm really the one who's gonna take this to the next level. And so I did, and that's what I've been doing ever since. So that was about 2 years ago, and I've been rocking since then.
Here's your question.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna come swinging on out the gate and everything like that. They say I asked tough questions. That's what they say.
Batter up. Let's do it.
Have you found, or do you find, what you're trying to do being to a degree compromised with those who may not see T'Challa the same way you do because they're more so movie influenced, vice comic book influenced?
I think that's why it's not Black Panther alignment, it's Wakanda alignment. So again, Wakanda offers a little bit of everything for everybody. And even if you have some objections to how T'Challa leads, that's what I want you to find. I want you to actually explain that. And then I'm sure I'll come with a whole bunch of stuff that you may never heard of that T'Challa done that represents him a lot differently than his movie counterpart. And then also realizing that that's what happens with all media. Whatever's going to be in a book is going to be way less. It's going to be a lot cut out when it comes to a movie. So maybe you might understand more about this character if you read the comics or if you talk to somebody who has read the comics. But if you don't, if you just want to talk about what happened in the movies or whatnot, we can do that too. But I think that having more context to what's the character, the root of the character from, I think that adds a little bit more to what he has to offer. So hopefully that answers your question.
No, it does. And then so when you said Wakanda, is gonna make me move the goalpost to another question, because T'Challa, Black Panther, Wakanda, I don't know if I need to turn the light on behind the wall so you can see what's going on back here and everything like that, but it's a lot of we got a saying in the Rock With Me Nation, we got Wakanda at the house. So
yeah.
that way we not thirsty for nothing else. We don't want it diluted and everything like that. We want our water straight from the spigot. That's where we want
For
it
sure.
from.
For sure.
So when you talk about Wakanda and everything like that, aligning with Wakanda, the Wakanda in the comics, I guess if I'm looking at it from a kingly perspective, an emperor perspective, this being my land, you know, media is propaganda. Propaganda is media. I ain't been conquered in the comics. Vice the visual message that everybody and their mama can pull up and get some. You know what I'm saying? Like,
sure.
It's a message. It's a message. Even when we say in Jobu, we got a running joke in the Rock With Me Nation. Who the in Jobu? Because there's an honor there when we talk about the Wakandan Alliance. There's, to me, an honor there where the younger sibling raises the younger brother raises the children of his older brother and then sacrifices his life for his brother's wife. That outside of the comics, we're under the impression the younger brother was a traitor, which throws a light on the royal family, doesn't need to beat up. And then they left the cousin. T'Challa and Eric aren't related. You know, there's, when we look at Wakandan alignment, if they don't know, it makes me beg the question, do you know what you're aligning with? You feel what I'm saying? Do you know what you're aligning with? Because if you're going to align with it, that's a mindset, and it's a hell of a mindset to have. I love the mindset, to be perfectly honest with you. But do you know the mindset you're adopting? Or you just going with the mindset you've been told to adopt?
Absolutely. And so to expand on that watching the movie again, you get so much that's cut out. I'm sure if we had a second movie, maybe we might understand more. But it's also realizing that as great and almost utopian as Wakanda looks, there are still a lot of flaws in the way that they operate. And at the end of the day, they still are human. They can be these great, rich Africans who have never been conquered, have all this money, have all this vibranium, have all these resources, but are still subject to faults. And it's on their children's shoulders to correct those faults, or to deal with them, live with them, and then find a way to resolve with them, which is exactly what T'Challa and N'Jake had to represent. They had to represent the next generation, carrying on the faults of the previous generation. And that's exactly where we're at today. You know what I mean? A lot of people who are the OGs, you know, in some light maybe failed their generation, and now we're dealing with all. Like, I get so many parents who are so stuck on how to deal with their teenagers, and these teens are doing this, kids are doing this, kids are doing that. But then, all right, well, let's look at the past few generations of what kids were like, and how different are they, and then how do we respond to that? Some things we had no saying, right? Crack era, we had no saying. Bombings had no saying, right? So, but I think if we have that conversation, that's how we can point out, all these different things have tacked on to each generation, and that's why we are where we are now. So, so I think that finding the alignment within that, you're seeing the trail of flaws, but also the trail to, you know, coming back and resolving those differences.
Well, real quick, where are you based out of?
Buffalo, New York. Third poorest city in the United States of America, which I don't know if y'all knew that, but it is the third poorest.
No.
And that's why I'm just like, there's so many different, like, we're like the polar opposite of Wakanda. We have so many structural issues, which is why this work is so important, because again, we're trying to combat those things that are designed to keep us down.
And that's why I asked that question, because I do understand, you know, N'Jake and T'Challa. But if I'm going to tell N'Jake's story, right, I can get the same effect with N'Jake's story, because in the comics, I know his parents were deleted, much like Bruce's parents were. That's a compelling story.
Mm-hmm.
He was trained after that to be a mercenary. Njobu is the person that's responsible for his parents being deleted. Eric deletes Njobu. Like that's why I'm asking certain questions, because I look at what's being sat upon us and what we're accepting and finding logic in accepting it. If the logic is the compelling story to where I can see what happens to my parents, what traumatizes me later on going forward, that story sits right there. There's Wakandan alignment because Eric is Wakandan. There's also a compelling story to be told. Okay, there's misplaced anger there. You're mad at T'Challa about something he had nothing to do, nor his family. Eric should be mad at Claw, whom he deleted, and the guy that they got in the MCU right now on Daredevil show, Kingpin. So when I'm looking at what I'm going to align for, and I'm looking at the hopes and dreams of the betterment, like I said, media is propaganda, propaganda is media. I can use it if I choose to do so to show either what's been in the past or what everybody else gets when it comes to media and fantasy, hope for a better tomorrow. I can show you this, and not to me, to some of us, repeat those stereotypes that we found in media before. So that's why I said, when I go back to Wakanda alignment, that's supposed to be the most advanced nation on earth. And while it does have its imperfections, it's not what we're being shown. And if we want compelling storytelling, storytelling that does affect us for real. Eric suffers from post-traumatic syndrome. We ain't dealt with that yet. We just deleted the character. We ain't dealt with that in the comic. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's a real issue. There's something else we don't talk about, but we get shown the other way. There's a older white child that's been adopted by the royal black family. Oh, good Lord, have mercy, Jesus.
Oh, that mustache, that porn star mustache pisses me off every time. Every time.
I knew I had this ready. I knew he was going to come up at some point in this conversation. Surprise! No, you didn't. You didn't surprise me. I knew that was coming. But y'all get back to what y'all doing.
I got the world to come comic around something like my office, my sanctum is a mess right now. But I got that. You know,
that's all us right there. All our offices are a mess.
Yeah.
Now, what I was noticing, you know what it is? A lot of it, it's generational gaps that need to be bridged. Okay. Trauma is a part of life. We all deal with trauma. And trauma can be expressed a lot of different ways. Cinematically, most classically, that trauma is expressed as death. Okay, and which equates to loss. Okay, and then loss turns into, I guess, a villain arc or a hero arc, depending on which direction you go in the hero's journey. And at least in comics and cinema, that's something that doesn't change. The journey is still there. We go to a whole nother, I guess what I would consider, for me, is another universe. So this is a universe similar to the 616, has nuances of 616, but it is not the 616. And that's where the confusion comes in with a lot of people with this stuff. Is I say this universe is the universe. No, that universe is a universe. And it's not not even the main one. You know what I'm saying? But it's a pretty picture. It's a pretty picture to the tune of $1.3 billion. Right. So we gonna roll with that picture because it's us.
I'm gonna tell you what it boils.
Hang on, let me finish. But it's that representation that is taken from the mind of a guy versus the canon of the book. And that's where a lot of us kind of had these fundamental kind of differences, because it's a generational thing. Okay. T'Challa's been around since 1966. So that means the people who were watching Black Panther in 2018, okay, all right, y'all was born like what, 92, 91, something like that. You ain't been waiting to see a Black Panther movie as long as I've been waiting to see a Black Panther movie. I've been waiting to see a couple decades. So, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, when I finally get to see my character on the screen, I want to see my character on the screen at least as close as I can imagine him. And when we say, oh, we had to change some things for it, you ain't changing for Bruce Wayne, you ain't changing for Peter Parker, you ain't changing for Clark Kent. So T'Challa should get that same respect. And he didn't.
I'm gonna tell you what it boiled down to with me. I'm a grandfather. I'm a proud black man.
Me too.
Proud black man, proud African American. My grandfather raised me. There are stories that are passed down from generation to generation. I was fortunate enough to, my great grandmother babysat me at times. So I had it like that. I can't have the same story with you about T'Challa that somebody else that don't look like me is having with their son about Clark Kent. Their son is going to receive it. You going to reject it. I can't have the conversation with you that somebody else is having with Peter Parker. Bruce Wayne, you going to reject it. Now, mind you, while you're rejecting it, you know their stories backwards and forwards, but you don't know the #1 black superhero. There's a bonding there, a binding moment, if you will. We got generations that we can't come together on because you're telling me why you have no problem accepting the stories of the characters that look like you, and you can recite it daggum verbatim, whether you picked up a comic book or not. Over here with this one, you could care less. And I don't know why.
Yeah, so man, y'all on that. Y'all say all the things that I like to hear, because it always gets me thinking. If I had to get some notes real quick to make sure that I hit all these points. So I'll start with this. So when I talked to Ryan Coogler via Sway in the Morning, I called into the radio show because he had Ryan Coogler as a guest. And one of the things that I said, well, the only question I was allowed to ask is, what do we do with the movie after it's out there? And it is what it is, right? Because there's a lack of Black Panther content out there. And as you said, he's been out since 1966. And one of the things I put in my presentation when I presented to a college was like, I did the side-by-side comparison of X-Men and Spider-Man, 1962 or 3 for Spider-Man, 1964 3 for X-Men. And like Spider-Man has 60 video games since then, had 14 cartoon shows and 17 movies or something like that. X-Men had 30 video games, and this is like their title video games, right? And then animated shows and movies and so on and so forth. Then I show Black Panther, and I say he had about maybe 0.5 video games, we want to call it, because he's like expansion DLC or like a secret character. And then the animated series was like a mini series, 6 episodes, 15 minutes, 10 minutes at most.
Limited distribution.
Right, exactly. So there's all that space, all that time that has not been utilized. So when I asked Ryan Coogler, what do we do to keep this thing going? He said it's pretty much is yours. And what he was saying by that, or what he meant by that, is like the same way when Star Wars first came out, because I just had this conversation with somebody the other day, when Star Wars first came out in the 70s, and then the next trilogy wasn't until 2001. So that's about 30 years. Yeah, they have their expanded universe through video games, but then there's a lot of fan fiction that was out there, and a lot of it got published, right? So it was like fan fiction before fan fiction really like took off, right? And so you got all types of books that are out there by Star Wars fans who are just doing this, doing that. You got people who are dressing up as stormtroopers and Jedis, going to conventions before conventions were dope, right? And so that's the fanhood taking the life force of what they watch and making it into their routine, making it into the rhythm. So when you're saying that we should, tell stories to our children, to our grandchildren. This is what Wakanda Alignment was designed to do. It's designed to be a program where I'm not just having kids come into the program, I'm having adults come into the program, and both of them are co-creating. I've had young people create their own universes where Killmonger and T'Chaka went and got therapy. Where T'Challa went and got therapy. That's what this on their minds, because they have the language, they have the tools, they have the knowledge that's out there to understand that this person has PTSD, and one of the tools that can help them deal with this PTSD is going to a therapist, which doesn't sound like a great movie, but maybe that therapist finds some other way to like go into his spirit and go into the astral plane and connect him via that. So now you're taking real life scenarios, real life cures, real life solutions, and applying them with a fictional overlay. That way it's more digestible for a particular type of audience. So I'm saying all that to say that that's what I really want to aim for with Wakanda Alignments, to get people thinking more about creative solutions, because there's so many Black people, Black creators who are out there creating bomb ass stories that won't see the light of day because of the lack of industry support. But as we're getting more involved with technology, as we're getting more tools for creating and more higher platforms to showcase what we're creating, this is like the prime time to really push that. So see, we got a question, so I'll let y'all rock with that.
He said, would you say that the programming, and what he's saying is, the stats that you were naming off with X-Men and Spider-Man versus Black Panther, the programming is to keep our people antagonistic and individualistic as opposed to positive and seeking community.
Sure. I mean, so yeah, I mean, no matter what, and that's the other part I always bring up in my programs and workshops, is that like Disney's going to be white owned, right? No matter who's the front facing, Nate Moore, he's probably mixed, whatever. No matter what Ryan Coogler does, Disney, Marvel is still going to be white dominant, white owned. And so we have to move with a assumption that our message, our true nature, isn't going to be reflected in any popular media, which is why it's important for us to start creating our own stories. Even if we are writing about Black Panther, we're still writing them from our perspectives, and we're sharing that, and it becomes an echo chamber of what we truly want. Go ahead, brother.
I'm not right there. You just said something, which I love it, by the way. It's poignant, and it speaks to what our frustration is. It's white owned. Regardless of who the face is, it's white owned. And it's hard to build a successful building on an unstable foundation. A foundation you don't even know what's in the concrete. You just going off of something because somebody that looked like us said, here you go. This is a nice foundation. They're a pretty boy. And you start laying it down and everything like that. Meanwhile, me and Darryl looking at you like this. There's going to come a point where you're going to go beyond capacity because you're working with some faulty. You're working with some faulty foundation. You're working with some faulty concrete. We trying to give it to you. When we try and give it to you, this is me, and I'm only speaking for me. I can't necessarily hear what I want to hear. I'm hearing explanations that sound like settlement. I'm saying, why is it not important to my son, my grandson, that when it comes to the #1 Black superhero, you don't care enough to know his origin story like you know everybody else's? Because you on social media, see, I'm gonna talk like my grandfather now. You on social media doing every daggone thing else, but you can't go over there to learn that. That's how we got folks like Nick Cannon sitting up here saying the crazy stuff that they be saying. Because you won't go learn, you just don't go what somebody told you. Like I said, there's a bond there that's missing. Yeah, it's generational, but I want to have a relationship with my son. But my son ain't checking for me. My son checking for what somebody he don't know done told him about a character his daddy been knowing since he was a kid. See, that's the thing. My grandson ain't checking for daddy who got all the action figures, who knows all the stories, who can tell you about all these characters, not the person that produced it. No, daddy can give you all this knowledge so you ain't thirsty. You ain't got to wait till 2028. Daddy got it for you right here. You telling me I'm good with what Ryan gave me. In ways you would never say that about Clark. You would never say that about Bruce. You would never say that about Peter. You'll wear their shirts. You'll put their t-shirts on. You'll walk around here with their merch and gladly be able to sing Spider-Man, Spider-Man does whatever a spider can. Be able to recite stories that are on the cartoons that actually reference the source material. You would be able to say that all day, every day with somebody that don't look like you, and you telling them you checking for them. You're not telling them that they checking for you. That's a problem in the Black community, point blank, period. And it's crazy because you see it right there on a minor level. You don't care about Black history. And you're not trying to lit now. Maybe it's the salt and pepper. We ain't cool like that. I don't know. Maybe I got to do something. I got to put some de-aging cream on or something like that. But y'all not soaking up the knowledge from the OGs that's been here. You just taking anything from somebody that look handsome. I ain't mad at that. Somebody that is an incredible film director. What they got from Sanders was absolutely earned. But y'all not seeing what's going on right in front of you because of the light that's been bestowed on this person. Have you ever seen Message from the King?
No, did not.
When at your leisure, you a Black Panther fan?
Yes, sir.
You like you some T'Challa?
Oh, yeah.
Like you some Chadwick Boseman?
Oh, yeah.
You got Netflix?
Oh, yeah.
Watch Message from the King and holler back at us.
Okay. Gotcha. I'm putting on my list.
And I guess what I want to go where I want to take the conversation right now is kind of more into your community activity.
Sure.
You mentioned organizing Juneteenth and no, you say Juneteenth and
Kwanzaa. Yep.
Kwanzaa. Yeah. I sort of do that here in Alaska. So I'm kind of familiar with what that kind of organization entails. Myself and a friend of mine named Jasmine Smith, who I was doing a radio show. Was that last year? Year before? Yeah. I was doing a radio, but that got kind of political, so I had to take my feet out of that for a second. But what kind of hurdle do you find yourself running into when organizing these kind of events? And I don't want to sound negative, but for me, a lot of times I find a lot of the hurdles is us. And we need to learn how to move differently and receive differently and be grateful and understand, what we've been given, as far as, being able to take part in community activities. So what do you feel like are some things that could be done better on that tip?
All right. So I'm gonna start with, so my nickname in the conscious community is Brother Sankofa, and that was bestowed to me. So as you know, Sankofa is looking to the past so you can see the future, so so I'm 35 years old right now, and so I'm seeing hurdles with the youth, and I'm seeing hurdles with the older people, with my elders. And so, and then I'm also seeing issues with my peers. Why is it that it's only me and like 2 or 3 other people who are organizing this thing? Where are all y'all at? Y'all all have kids, y'all all have issues, y'all have teenagers or kids or cousins, all that stuff who you want to complain about. Okay, well then you got to be part of the solution. So I try to make it as cool as I can. Like, people see me and they see somebody who's cool, who's like, okay, man, I can talk with them about that. But I'm seeing hurdles all over the place. So we have, our Juneteenth has been going for 60 years. I'm sorry, 50. It'll be the 50th year this year coming up, and so we're celebrating the anniversary of that. So I remember going to Juneteenth and fights breaking out, all that stuff when I was a kid. And then sure enough, last year, I'm watching Juneteenth and the teens are fighting. And so the conversation becomes, well, what do we got to give the teens so they can have something to do? And the elders aren't really going to have that answer. And then people who are my peers might have more of an answer. So that's why I think more of them need to be present to figure it out. And then I think even youth also need to be present. We should be going to the Black student unions of the colleges. We should be going to the high schools who have the African-American clubs or anything like that and recruiting them to figure out, okay, what do these kids like? because we should be pulling in we shouldn't pay too much attention to the ones who are, let's say, wayward, right? The ones who are dealing with all types of stuff at home and it spills out when they go to a festival. We should be pulling the ones who are the team captains, the students who are showing good merit. We should be pulling them in instead of trying to make sure we try to curtail the behaviors of the negative ones, because that's always going to happen. We're always going to have fights because we still have conflict. So we're always going to have more conflicts at these things. So, because my solution was, let's put a wrestling ring in the middle of the joint and let's have some sanctioned fights or something. I mean, if we have some sanctioned fights, at least we're seeing some fights that we know are going to happen, and that'll draw people's attention away from, treating it like a coliseum, so to speak. But I also feel like coliseums have been a form of entertainment for a long time anyway. So if we have two people who are boxers, martial artists or whatnot, that might be something more entertaining that the kids want to go to. So yeah, I try to present solutions where I can, and I try to find other people with other solutions, because I can't shoulder it all. How am I teaching capoeira, building a nonprofit, building a for-profit, working with Kwanzaa, working with Juneteenth, and then having time for my wife when I get home?
Go find the older dudes that ain't forgot they was kids. Go find the older dudes that still read comic books and collect action figures. Go find them. They'll be, I ain't saying they'll be able to give it, but they'll be more open to helping. Like, because I'm like, what's the problem? Like, video games, play some chess, pugil sticks. I like the whole fighting thing and everything, like flag football, debate. What? Find the older folks that think, they right now. You get
I mean, and I've tried to tell people all the time, don't generalize. I mean, if it's specifically some people that are causing the problem, I feel like, man, you gotta make people owe up to what they doing. If you the problem, then you that 55-year-old man is the problem. Don't assume all 55-year-old men is a problem. You know what I'm saying? Just like I should never assume all 20-year-olds are a problem, or all 30-year-olds are a problem. You gotta take that on case-by-case basis, because I ain't never been tired when it comes, to doing something for real. When it comes to doing something in the community, all you got to do is call me, tell me where you need me at and what you want me to do. You know what I mean? And so, but folks don't do that.
I think now I might be oversimplifying it. I think, considering it's the younger children that you want to pull in, is that correct? You pull in, and you said you go into these high schools and everything and talk to the club presidents and everything like that. I really think it's just as simple as this. Look, we putting on a Juneteenth event. We thinking about y'all. What are some events y'all would like to participate in?
Absolutely.
Well, I know one thing, like every year that we've been having at our Juneteenth celebration is a teen summit.
Yes.
And what it is it's just for them to get together and talk about the issues and things that affect them. You know what I'm saying? And it's not so much that they want our advice, but to guide. You know what I mean? I'm Charon, and we're on the way to the underworld on the River Styx. I'm the ride. You know what I'm saying? I'm just the ride. You know what I'm saying? What you do when you get there is on you.
I'm having a thought here. This is a celebration. That's what Juneteenth is, right?
Yeah,
it is.
Well, you got a young adolescents that are musicians. They could put on the show. You got a lot of young adolescents that are artists, where you can have an art display where these kids are displaying the stuff that they, even the ones dadgummit, I don't know if they do it now, shop. I don't know if they still got that going on. But dadgummit, your best looking whip that you didn't put together in your auto class. Take a look at that too. There are things that the kids will want to do, and not necessarily make it a competition where we finna start talking trash, but more or less you get to show yours. And folks get to come take a look at it. Yeah. Because that's all it is. They just want to be seen. Stop me. Like I said, I ain't been, I think young. I ain't been young in a minute, but I think young.
Friday, you have all the hip hop stuff.
Yeah.
Saturday, that's just kind of a general thing, for business and making your money and all that. And then Sunday, you have like a gospel, and the folks from the churches get together and you sing gospel songs, and have, you know what I'm saying? It covers the entire gamut of everything that is Afrocentric. You know what I'm saying? You don't exclude no, you know what I'm saying? Because we the tribe of Shabazz, right? So the tribe of Shabazz consists of Fulani. The tribe of Shabazz consists of Ashanti, Yoruba. And all of us, we was taken and stripped of that. And so we had to create a new tribe. This is the tribe we creating. So we got to create the spaces. We got to create the culture for ours and us. And that's what that's about. I mean, I'm looking back, but I'm looking forward too. You know what I'm saying? And ain't that what Wakanda's about? Wakanda to the future. Ain't that what they say? Black to the future? Yes, that's exactly where we trying to get. And you can't get there if you ain't got no kind of foundation. You can't keep saying FTK. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people all the time. FTK, FTK, FTK. Why? They're the future. We can't keep saying that. You know what I'm saying? Who's gonna take care of me when I'm old?
Didn't we have a song like that back in the day? I believe the children are the future. Teach them well and let them lead the way.
I thought that's what it was. You know what I'm saying? But now it's like, So I mean, seriously though, I mean, you hinted on it real good when you was mentioned about, like, I talk to a lot of kids that are resentful of their parents because they have parents who was hypes, was crackheads. You know what I'm saying? So they was ripping and running the streets and weren't being parents during those formative years, during that time that mattered. You know what I'm saying? And so now that's created a trauma in that generation. And so all these people that was smoking it and selling it and doing all the crazy stuff that was surrounded around it, they've created this trauma around their children. You know what I'm saying? I talked to cats, man, and say they was making deals with their kids sitting in the internet. You know why? You know what I'm saying? But dropping off bricks, weighing bricks. Your kids are sitting there. You know what I'm saying? You growing up, your house done turned into the spot. You got people coming in and out, and you doing questionable things, and your children are seeing that. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, wow, you care that much more about having money than you do about being impact, something meaningful in that child's life. Yeah, you buying them nice stuff, but what you feeding their spirit, what you feeding their mind, you ain't feeding that. You know what I'm saying? And so that's how they become these soulless monsters out here with AR-15s, and it's like we wonder, what? You got to address the trauma. I tell people that all the time, even us, even Caucasian people, ain't nothing going to change on this planet till you address your individual trauma. And we can move forward from there.
I think that's one of the things. I used to work at
I didn't mean to go on a rant.
No. It's relevant. I used to work at a community center here in Tallahassee, Jack McLean Community Center. And new to the staff. I don't want to say I was the oldest person on the staff. Definitely wasn't a supervisor or anything like that. But the staff would let the young brothers use the N-word. It was prolific. It was just running around. And I'm looking around like, I'm looking at, so y'all don't say nothing. Oh Lord Jesus. And this was years ago, folks. Brothers were sagging and everything like that. I'm like, so y'all, supervisor of the gym, European brother, he was like, well, Theo, I ain't you, so I can't really say nothing. I think you say something. It was one of yours running around here, but okay. So he said, but you can say something. To Daryl's point, I gotta win you over. I can love football like you love football. I can love comic books, playing video games like you love playing video games, but I gotta win you over. Society has taught you that I'm against you, and I'm not. I have nothing but daughters. Daryl has nothing but daughters. He raised a great question. When I get old, who gonna take care of me? Well, it's selfish as hell to make an assumption and or for me to not want to give you the very best of what I have so you can take care of my children and my grandchildren in the future. Just like somebody else then gave theirs. I can't be against you. I'm not always going to be here. I got less time than I got more time. In that time, I got to be able to pass on to you because I'm one of the ones that's willing. Daryl's one of the ones that's willing. We're not trying to keep it. I got to be able to pass it on to you so you don't go through nearly what I went through when you get to be my age. That gap got to be bridged. We got to be open to one another. I got to be able to listen to you, tell me how you see me, how you view me, whether I like it or not, because that's what I would take from my son.
Yeah,
that's how we get that alliance. We got to be open to one another. We got to bridge them gaps. And we got to stop feeling like we're against one another. There's a difference between criticism and constructive criticism.
I had a friend, matter of fact, it's the same brother I was telling y'all about last week, Trey. He and I used to do spoken word poetry together, do performances and whatnot. And he implemented a program called Different by Design. And what it did was he wasn't looking for, just kind of like you, he was like we weren't looking for the good kids, the studious kids. We want them, they can come too, but we looking for the ones that got problems. You know what I'm saying? We look with that, the trauma I was telling you about. And told him, you know what I'm saying, write me something, tell me what you're feeling, right? Put what's on the inside on the outside. Put that on paper. Know what we did with him?
What's that?
Took him to San Francisco and took him to the Teen Slam.
Hey, okay.
Teen Poetry Slam. Now, and a lot of these mugs now, and this was like 2010, 2012, something like that.
Sure,
and these kids got kids now.
You know
what I'm saying? And they, you know what I'm saying, and their hands is right. You know, and I'm just walking around and I see them in the grocery store or something like, and they be like, Mr. Durham, blah, blah, blah. I remember when guess what? I got a son now and blah, blah, blah. And he's doing this, that, and the other. He's playing T-ball and so on and so forth. And I'm working over here and I'm about to get around. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, they kind of attribute that to like being a turning point. You know what I'm saying? A point in their lives where they was like, all right, somebody gives a fuck. Yeah. You know what I mean?
The canon event right there.
Yeah, somebody to stop and say, how are you feeling? And a lot of times, that's how they want. They don't want you to solve. They don't want you to solve the problem. Then 9 times out of 10, they're smart enough or got enough resources to where they can solve it themselves. They just know somebody give a damn. They just want to know. So I just want to tell you what's on my mind. I just want to see how I'm feeling. Even if you don't give a damn, give me that space to where I can express myself. It's fruit to the it made them better kids. Made a better human being.
I know how I feel about the movie, but you can have them kids act out their favorite scene from either one of them movies.
Oh yeah. So that's one of the things I have so the series Avengers, the last season of one of the Avengers cartoons is called Panther's Quest, the last season, and it follows, y'all seen that, it's Black Panther's story right at the end, but I have them act out like the lines from it so they can see that how much goes into this, right? Into animation. You have voice actors, you have people who are sound experts, you got writers, you got researchers. Everybody who was in those credits at the end of their favorite game, your favorite movie, your favorite cartoon, all have jobs, all have careers. You can play any one of those roles, right? And sure, aim high. If you want to be a millionaire, go to be a millionaire. But these other people who are in between that gap, who are living, doing what they love to do most. And you can find that. You don't have to be the NBA superstar. You don't have to be the #1 charting rap artist, because a lot of those things do fizzle out at a point. So be fine with being that, because that doesn't mean you're average or regular or you're great. You can still do all those different things. In any case, you can do that more than you could hundred years ago. All right. So go ahead, Theo. What you got?
I'm gonna tell you why I love that. That's absolutely brilliant. I was thinking about something. You know, not every child is going to be able to be that athlete. To your point, that NBA basketball player, football player. It doesn't mean you can't make money from the game. One of the things that we don't do in our culture, and I don't like it because I'm talking about my own personal journey now. I wish somebody would have said something to me about sports journalism when I graduated high school. No, I wouldn't have joined the Marine Corps. I'd have went to go do that.
Right on.
That would have had me. That would have had me around my favorite sport, football. But there are so many things around that sport that our children can do and make good money, and not actually have to play the game. Still be around the game. We don't talk to them about being personal trainers. We don't encourage them to be coaches. Hey, you're not going. Everybody can't play this game. Don't mean you can't teach the game. You can't coach. Doesn't mean you can't officiate the game. You like to cook. Don't mean you can't be a vendor at the game. There are so many things. I love that. I love that. I love that. I just want to say I love that.
It's breaking that ceiling. You know what I mean? Like I told one of the kids, like, yo, I mean, you can make 40K doing something. I mean, 40K isn't a lot right now, but you can get there in your mid-20s, right? You can do that. And you can afford a house, you can afford a home, you can have PS5, all the things that you want with a job that's between 50 and 100K and you don't have to go to school either. Because I know mad people who were like the delinquents, so to speak, in my classes who are now doing great and doing way better than people who were in the 4 years of college. I know people who have like it's all over the place. I was. Oh man, there's so many ways to approach this life.
The epitome of stupidity or hustling backwards, right here. 2009, I'll write a book. Zane, Carl Weber. I don't know if you ever heard of them writers and everything like that.
Sounds familiar. Okay.
Don't listen. Never mind. Grand Madam Tarot, they heard of it. Anyway, so I write a book on a dare.
Wow.
On a dare, 285 pages. My wife at the time. I don't believe you could write it. I wrote it. Going to school at Florida State in 2017 just to get the creative writing major degree to say I can do something. Damn it, I done already done.
Look at that. Wow.
To your point,
yes,
you ain't got to go to school. If you got that gift, just refine it and everything like that. Some of the richest folks in the world did not go to that other school. Just work on your craft.
Yeah,
work on your craft.
There's grants, there's certifications, there's all types of things that you can do to get that. And again, I weave that into my program too. So yeah, it's all a beautiful thing.
Tell me a little bit about the kinds of events that you have created in Hidden Village events.
Sure. So while I was doing Wakanda alignment, trying to figure out the first steps, again, I had been doing it for a few years beforehand. I'm also big into anime, big into all types of stuff. So I went to BlurredCon in DC, and I went there 2 years in a row, and I had a blast each time because I'm surrounded by 10,000 other Black folks who know the game. Like, they're into anime, comics, wrestling, sci-fi, fantasy. They're into all these different things. And so it was like stepping into another world. And then I got back home. I'm like, okay, it ain't shit out here right now. What in the world is going on? Who has to do it? Somebody, please do something. Because Buffalo, you think about where Buffalo is geographically, we're 2 hours from Toronto, but there's still like a disconnect there because it feels like a closer New York City, but there's still a disconnect. New York City itself is a 6.5 hour drive away. And then there's nothing in between. Ohio is about a 4.5 hour drive. So like, we don't have any other like nexuses. So New York City has Jersey, and then it's New York City. The DMV area is DC, it's Virginia, it's Maryland. They have these hubs. Atlanta is its own hub. Charlotte's not too far away. Florida's right there. So it's like, it's got a hub. Buffalo doesn't really have that. And so we're always really like behind the curve on a lot of different things, but that's where there's space for innovation. That's where there's space to plant something. And yeah, it's not going to be this field of crops, but it might be a small garden. And that's why I want people to realize that you'll start something here and you can tend to this garden. And so I threw a blurred party in 2023, and then like my friends showed up. I'm just like, damn, I do have a bunch of nerdy ass friends and people online who I haven't like actually interacted with in person who pulled up to the joint. I'm like, wow, this is really dope. And so once everybody else finally got that small piece of blurred con that I was able to recreate, they started to see like, oh, this is what it means. So people who are vendors, people who are artists, creators, you know, started hitting me up, and we started doing these parties. My one homegirl, she's a DJ, fantastic DJ. She is an open format DJ. So she'll play house, electronic, girl pop, twerk, all that stuff. Jersey City, like she'll do all that stuff. So now she finally has a platform because not all the other places were going for it. And some of them would cater more to a white audience or to a white performer, a white artist or whatnot. And then for the black spaces, they all wanted the hood shit or the 2000 stuff. So now she finally has a platform, right? So yeah, we started having featured artists come up. We have a ramen bar. So that with Hidden Village, it's not just comics, it's also anime and it's also gaming. So tomorrow, actually, we have an event called Toriyama Day, which is a dedication to Akira Toriyama, the guy who created Dragon Ball.
Right.
And because when he had passed away, we all met up at the spot we do the parties at. We got some beers and just shared about our favorite memories. We plugged the game system up, played some Dragon Ball, and it was great. So we said, let's do a party in his honor. And so we've been doing that for 3 years now. So tomorrow we got the party. We got somebody who's gonna win this dope graphic of Goku throwing a spirit bomb that's got the evil eye in the center. And to talk about alignment, I walked into a gallery that a friend owns. It's a hair salon that's also a gallery, and I was gonna promote the show because she's into the stuff. And then there's a guy who happens to be sitting there. He's like, "Oh yeah, I got some art that's gonna be here." I was like, "All right, which one is your artwork?" He points to this piece that's on like a bigger canvas. And I said, "Word, that's crazy," because I got a Dragon Ball party in like a few weeks. He said, "Word," and so he made a small graphic that we can now auction off or raffle off or whatnot. So, so it's really just building community and still having that impact though, right? Making sure that bringing in other people who are into like kids are less on comics now, less on superheroes. Now they're on anime and manga and stuff, which is great. And we also have presence there too. Like anime wouldn't be where it is in the States if it wasn't, or in the world, if it wasn't for what Black people were doing to it, making the memes, making the voiceovers, doing all these different things. And so, and then we're present in the music, we're present in the creation. A lot more Japanese and Korean artists are now starting to feature more Black images in their animes and in their mangas. So now we have a lot more presence going on. But then also, speaking of the Juneteenth, last year, my group, I was trying to find a way to bring the kids in, right? Because you can attract bees one way. You can either attract them with honey, or you can make a small hive for them to create their own thing, which is getting back into what y'all were saying, is getting them to, what do y'all want to do at Juneteenth? What do y'all want to create? So on and so forth. But last year, not that I wasn't thinking like that, but my idea was, okay, if y'all are into anime and Asian culture, how about I show you the connections between the African diaspora and the Asian diaspora? And so when it comes to food, the Spice Road and Silk Road and what things the Africans and Asians were trading at the time. When it comes to music, K-pop is a major thing right now. A lot of Black musicians have influence or work directly with K-pop artists. Oh, and we're talking R&B. We're like, Teddy Riley's over there making buku more money off of his royalties and everything like that. Yeah, I dipped into martial arts. Okay, we're good. Dipped into martial arts. So yeah, we have a bunch of Asian martial arts and everything, but Africa also has this martial arts. So what's the connection there? We got Michael Jai White, we got Wesley Snipes, we got people who predate that, we got the Black Buddha, we got so many different connections there. So again, that was just to show that there's so much more that bridges us and separates us. Go ahead, Theo.
With what you have, and I absolutely love it. One of the things we've talked about here, and I'm thinking you would be able to do it faster with what you have going on than we would here, is you talk about the Wakanda Alliance and everything like that. We don't speak any language from the African diaspora. Swahili and Xhosa were spoken in the Black Panther movies. Is that something that your organization has looked into doing teaching one of those 2 languages, so that we can have, because it's not in any school curriculum. Like, I don't know why, because I'm not Spanish. I ain't German, I ain't French. I'm not Japanese. I'm sorry. But and even in our schools, our HBCUs, we won't teach one of them. I don't know why. Once again, that's tying us over to there. We can get me a teacher, black, big sister, from France, to come over here and teach me French at Florida State. She African. I know she African. Why I can't get nobody? So I'm just asking, is that something that you thought about, looked into?
Yeah, actually, yes. So even when I was doing the previous version of Wakanda Alignment, when we're reading the comics, right? Because we read the comics, they'll have different terminology in there, and it might have a little asterisk to say, oh, this term actually means this term in English. So what we were doing, what I still do, is that I'll find that term, I'll make sure I look it up, make sure I look at the meaning of it, and then now I have a way to give cultural context. Here's where that word comes from. So I don't teach the language itself, but I do teach the roots of what we're reading. That way they have context that, oh, this term means something. To go beyond that, Buffalo has a lot of African immigrants who settle here from Congo, from Kenya, sometimes from Nigeria, so all over the continent. So I would love to find someone who's able to, teach more of that language. Haven't got to that step yet, but I know it's definitely important.
It's one of those things where I'm sorry, I think it's one of those things where the way folks like to pit folks against each other and everything like that, them brothers and sisters probably don't even think we open to learning them languages.
Oh, and that's why
I'm pretty sure one.
Yeah, I had like a Swahili app, and I just looked at some basic phrases. And one time I was at a dress shop, and I'm talking to a brother. He's African. He's like, somebody, where in Africa are you from? He said, oh, Kenya. I said, I said, Hujambo. He said, oh, word. Okay. So even if you know how to say hello or thank you or please, it's something to make them feel more welcome, and that their culture isn't so alienated here. We don't all dislike Africans here. Like a lot of us love y'all and want to know more about y'all. So it's just finding ways to bridge those 2 cultures. And it does start with things like language. I mean, love is a universal language. So I need to say I love you in a bunch of different languages. So yeah.
I was just asking because there's nothing like the brothers being able to speak Spanish on the corner to themselves, and like,
right?
I want to be able to do that with me and you, like me and you just off in the cut. Hey man, look at that. If we didn't switch it up and everything like that, and folks like, what they see anyway.
And that's what I like about the comics too, is that they'll take a word and then make it into something else. Like for example, in the Intergalactic Empire of Wakanda, Ta-Nehisi Coates took the word Zanj and made it its own quadrant in space. And so like, what's Zanj? Okay, Zanj means this, and it traces back to so on and so forth. So even if kids can dip into those different languages, dip into those different cultures, and be like, okay, I'm gonna borrow something, I'm gonna appropriate it, but I'm gonna do it with kindness and with respect to the original people's culture. And that's what I'm also teaching them, is how to do that in an ethical way, because a lot of us will have the romanticization of African culture. And we need to find ways that we can be more respectable about it by paying tribute. Make friends with somebody who's part of that culture. That way you can ask them, hey, what does this actually mean? Or what is this concept, truly? And then even then, don't assume that they all are on the same thing, because you'll go over there, for where they're from, there's 6 types of ethnic groups that are over there who are vastly different. Their food taste, they'll say, yeah, that fufu is different from our fufu. You know what I mean? So it's all those different things, all those tribal things. So it's also it's having that worldly knowledge and that worldly respect, that worldly wisdom, which is how we start to repair that between ourselves. So
just like you don't over here in America, you don't assume all white people are Irish.
Oh, excuse me 1 second, brothers. I gotta get my charger, my laptop. I forgot my laptop charger. I'll be right back.
I feel that.
Yeah, but it's different groups and tribes and ethnicities just within Africa.
But you know what? Here's the thing. I don't know why we make the assumption it's all the same over there when we go over there, because it's not the same here. The Florida culture for Black people is different than the Georgia culture for Black people, than the Philly people.
That's what I'm saying. Those are the different tribes. You know what I'm saying? You can migrate freely in between all these tribes because they speak similar dialects. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You go to Detroit, you know what I'm saying? You got it's what it do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You go to, you go over here, it's what up, though. You know what I'm saying? And you greet each other differently. Hey, what's up? Whoa, that, you know what I'm saying? Different dialects. Just within
it's just always amazed me that we speak differently depending on the geography you are here in America, and then get someplace else and act like it's all the same. Like it's just
and it's not. You know what I'm saying? Yo, black people are just as different here in this country as they are on the other side of the planet. You know what I mean? Nigerian is not Kenyan, and Kenyan is not Ghanaian. You know what I'm saying? So it's all different. It's all
check this out. It's crazy because I said the thing about Jake Paul, and all I said was, but he's supposed to be a boxer. Like that's what you're supposed to be doing right now. You're a boxer. You said you want to fight for the title and everything like that. You want to be taken seriously. You ain't got time to be in the gym. You ain't got time to be doing those skits. You need to be in the gym. That's where you need to be at. So
what Mike Tyson say?
Right. So this brother from Africa says, well, we don't have problems with blackface over here. And I'm saying to myself, but you not here. Like you don't know our cultural history when it comes to the terminology blackface. I don't expect you to have a problem with it over there, because you over there. we over here. Watch, you could have easily Googled before you commented. Like there is an issue with blackface. The fact that Jake Paul had to say, I'm gonna do blackface as opposed to I'm just gonna do a skit. Because ain't nobody upset with Robert Downey Jr. about what he did in Tropic Thunder. Oh no, he was acting. I'm like, man, stop. Have respect for other people's culture.
You ain't gonna do it near good as Robert Downey did.
Robert did that.
Playing another dude. What? Yeah,
oh man.
I wanted to be mad. I wanted to be mad so badly. It's good. I can't say that. Good.
When he said you people, he said, what you mean you people? And Brandon T. J. was like, what you mean?
That's some good stuff, man. I can't hate.
Hey, man, listen. Yeah, but no, man, you right, man. We just need to be open to each other and not be afraid to disagree with each other. We come out of two different wombs. You got siblings come out the same womb, disagree with each other. I don't know why folks act like that's just because we don't agree on the same thing don't mean we got to dislike each other either. Like, no, we ain't gonna agree on every damn thing. That's just simple. So,
actual factual. Now, I just, since we talking Black Panther, you know what I'm saying? I can't let the entire subject go without giving y'all a what if scenario.
Okay.
Now, and my scenario is this. What if the Black Panther movie had followed comic book canon? Okay. First off, and this is my favorite part, you would have got this. This. You take that one off.
I was about to say, hold up. I mean, you're not wrong. Okay, yeah. Who?
You would have got that. You would have got to see T'Challa beat the shit out of the Fantastic Four. You would have got to see that. But that wouldn't have been interesting to see. It wouldn't have been interesting to tell Claw's story in the Fantastic Four and then tie that in with the Black Panther versus doing that crap they did in Age of Ultron. That's not how Claw lost his arm. And it wasn't even the arm, it was just his hand.
Let me ask you both of y'all this.
We had to go over the top cinematically.
I want to ask y'all this question because everybody here a Black Panther fan, right? So we remember the book One World to Come and how folks felt about that book, the One World to Come and everything like that. What I want to ask to both of y'all, do y'all think the country we reside in right now, considering how folks got upset about James Gunn's Superman and James Gunn Peacemaker season 2, you think folks in this country would have been ready for a white dude that didn't like white folks?
That sounds like fun to me.
It wouldn't have made 1.3 billion, I tell you that.
like you say, what if they see him, they gonna be looking for him to speak perfect English with the accent and everything. He gonna sound Wakanda, and he ain't gonna like Everett Ross either. Matter of fact, it's gonna take T'Challa to keep him from just deleting Everett Ross just cause he can. Oh, Study was calling folks colonizers. To have this dude be the son of T'Challa and sign Americans would have just had me rolling in the movie theater.
It would have been. It would have been. I would have loved that. Would have been a taste of their own medicine.
Yeah,
bro. I need that in my life. I need that in my life.
You know, and it would have simplified things. Is what it would have done. It would have simplified the question of why he's going at not Zemo with such ferocity, but Claw. That would make more sense. Remember when I cut your hand off a few years ago? now I'm ready to cut the rest of you off. You know what I'm saying? Would that not have been a more compelling story? Instead of this around the mulberry bush with Zemo and whatnot. Hey, I can fix all of it. Why is the Winter Soldier doing what he's doing? Because Claw is the master of sound, and Claw can manipulate frequencies and make the Winter Soldier do what he wants him to do. Wouldn't that have made more sense than what we got?
Watch it. They're playing What If. I'm gonna play my version of What If too. I'm gonna ask you how you would have felt. You feel me? Stay with me now. But you know how anti-recasters say, well, there's other Black Panthers out there, right? It's true. It's true. What if in Captain America, the First Avenger, you sitting there, because you ain't really got you in Captain America, First Avenger. You seen Derek Luke in there, you ain't even know who he was up in that daggone movie. But say you would have got you some Captain America, First Avenger, right? And you sitting there like you is, your young brother and everything like that right there, right? And you see Azuri, because that's who should have been around in that movie. That's who should have been in that movie. He gives Gabe a chunk of vibranium. You know what I'm saying? Gabe got a chunk of vibranium and everything like that. He didn't save Azuri's son, T'Chaka. If you want to say Njobu, say Njobu. It should be Sion, but hey, whatever. Right. See, I'm flexible. You'd have got that in that movie. And then you see Steve. Steve got a triangle shield initially. And then you see Gabe, played by Derek Luke, Biker Boys, give the dude the chunk of vibranium, Howard Stark, and he make it a round shield. How would you have felt as a brother? How you'd have felt? You'd have felt. What if? What if you'd have felt some type of way seeing that you playing a role with the vibranium? I'm just asking a question. How would you have felt?
You asking me?
I'm asking him. I'm trying to get him.
Okay. I'm sorry. I was so tuned in listening. That would have been a great. So there was supposed to be a video game where that was.
We canceled that. We canceled that. You looking at the orchestrators?
I know. I'm just saying.
Folks that canceled that. We canceled.
Y'all didn't want it. Y'all didn't want it.
No, it wasn't an accurate portrayal, and we were sick of the misrepresentation.
A whole nother tangent. That's gonna take us 20 minutes. So just say
I promise I won't.
Go ahead.
Let's just say we canceled it. We canceled it. We canceled both them games. We canceled both of them. We low key got the studio, the animation studio canceled too, but that's neither here nor there.
But like, Oh, okay, all right. So I'm gonna ask you. I'm gonna answer your initial question. So yeah, I would have felt great with that because it also shows that longevity, and that's not even like a lot of longevity for Wakanda. That's one part of history, which, and I can't say I like Eyes of Wakanda, but I also can acknowledge that what they're doing is placing Black Panthers throughout the history of Wakanda, but not even like the actual Black Panther, but just like parts of whatever. Anyway, but I think that's what made a really great show is that they had even as an anthology of the way that different Black Panthers have interacted with history, which is why I love the I usually have it within their arm's reach. Tales of Wakanda.
We'll take your word for it.
Sure. So Tales of Wakanda, that was an anthology series that came out, I think 2018.
I know what it is.
Mm-hmm. Right. So for those who don't know, this is an anthology of 18 different authors who wrote their what if stories for Wakanda. Some of them were about T'Challa, some were about Zuri, some were about other Black Panthers you haven't heard of, Nahanda. So Shuri. There's all these different characters who got to like get into the driver's seat and people who got to create their own what ifs.
My bad. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Here we go. Here it goes. Let's hear it.
It was when you said, hold on, my bad. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. My bad. It was when you said some Black Panthers you might not know.
Oh, hold on. Wait. My laptop is sitting on that book right now.
Yeah. With your laptop sitting on the book, your laptop would allow you to pull up a whole bunch of videos I did on the various Black Panthers throughout history.
Ooh,
so that's why I chose.
Okay.
See, you know Daryl. You met Daryl and everything like that.
Yes, sir.
They call him the prophet. He didn't choose that name.
I'll call myself that. They called me that.
Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
They called me the griot.
Hey, okay, all right.
I didn't choose that name. I didn't choose that name. So it was when you said that I chuckled a little bit. But yeah, this Black Panther Central over here. If you can't go nowhere and get no Black Panther knowledge, and we understand it, you come over here and get all the education you want.
What he's saying to you, Ace, is there's nothing you can reference that we haven't.
Sure. Yeah.
So yeah, we'll continue to explain your story.
Yeah, so speaking of even just that right there. So one thing I do with Wakanda Alignment, I'll do a Wakanda Alignment Day where I take my full collection of Black superhero books, figures, whatever it is, and I'll go pop up at a community center and I'll give them basically a museum of Black superheroes. That way they know it's not just Black Panther or Miles Morales.
I'm sorry, I don't want to cut you off, but did you say Black action figures?
Yeah. I don't have a lot of them, but I gotta hit the here and there. I only have so many hobbies I can contribute to.
My friend.
Here y'all go.
No,
both of y'all looking through.
Yeah,
is that an icon?
No, I'm gonna tell you what it was, Ace.
I got a static. I don't have icons.
Hold up.
The OG static, the one that just came out a few months ago.
You mean?
He said, "You mean
that one?"
Yep, okay. We twinning. That one's on my mantle right now.
But I'm gonna tell you what it is, Ace.
That one.
Okay, now you flexing on me a little too much.
Yeah, that's the one. Right. That's the one I got. I'm gonna tell you what it is. What it is me and Dara cannot tell one another how we met to this day. But it was because we felt inaccurate portrayal of our characters when it comes to cinema. And it was things that we were seeing being taken for granted. I can't lie. When I look at how, and Denzel Washington said it, so I heard him saying it, playing the role of Malcolm X. We don't look and say, that's Master's house burning down. We look and say, my house burning down, our house burning down. And so to me, when it comes to Black imagery and Black representation, it's nothing to be played with. And so let's say nobody knew the role that Gabe played in regards to Howard Stark receiving the vibranium. That's something significant for our young children to know. They watch the Avengers fly around. They're not flying unless T'Challa creates the Quinjet. That we did that.
Right.
Sam Wilson ain't flying without the Falcon harness. T'Challa did that. When we point out what happened with Claw, just like Bruce became the Batman, T'Challa took Claw's arm. That we're not attributing that to Ultron or nobody else. And T'Challa's passing, his death, was impactful. It was meaningful. He wasn't just a victim of circumstance in the wrong place at the wrong time. Claw did that. Shorty, as brilliant as she is, looked up to her sister and learned from her sister. Yeah, Daryl is that dude.
You made that one. You made that one, right?
No.
Oh, really?
No.
I gotta look and see.
That's
why. Because once I fall down a rabbit hole, it's a wrap. I'm just gonna spend more money.
Right there. That's
tough. What we do is we made it a point to have us at the house.
Yes.
That's what we made a point. So yeah, you're gonna see all that.
Yeah,
see. All you gotta do is look.
You didn't say black action figure.
Just pack up your collection. I promise I get back to you in condition. I just want to open a museum, a temporary installments. Y'all, you too, Theo. Y'all, like the whole rack, just like
why
just half.
While you playing, I could actually do that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
I could actually do that. Holla at me, tell me what you need.
All right. Yeah, we can arrange that. We can arrange now.
Oh yeah, you lose your mind. You lose your mind.
You ready? We don't be playing around here. What was the last? Did you read the Dr. Eve Ewing run of Black Panther?
Yes, I did.
Say what? Hold what you got.
Oh man,
you gonna like this? Hold what you got.
I know it. Mine downstairs. I can't get to it fast enough. I know he's going to get it. I know he's going to get though.
Is it the Jackal Shorty? The one who was based off the antelope? I forgot her name.
No. That.
Oh snap! I didn't know they even made one of them joints.
They did.
They did.
See, this what happened when you remember the Rock With Me Nation. We ain't just talking. We making moves. You remember? Did you read Cheryl Lynn Eaton's Blood Hunt with Black Panther?
I did. Yes. Yeah, I see it right there on your shelf too.
He got him at the ready.
I see.
Mind you, what we wind up doing is this brother over in California goes to college, art man customs and everything like that.
Okay. Yeah.
It's about the nation, so we don't mind asking him to do stuff so everybody can have it. Sure. But we wanted the heads, we wanted bass too.
Wow. It's a Buster Bast. That's tough.
Head sculpt. All we got to do is figure out what action figure we want to put on.
Yeah.
So it's about growing the knowledge. It's about we want you to have the knowledge. We want you to be able to speak fluent Wakanda. Yes, we do. Everybody else can speak fluent Klingon.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. It's the Wakanda verse, man. It's the Wakanda verse. Like Wakanda has its own standalone universe.
People, you know what I'm saying? That's why everybody act like we crazy because we was not feeling Wonder Man.
I didn't finish.
Why do you need a black Wonder Man when you got a whole blue Marvel?
A whole blue Marvel.
You know what I'm saying? That
entire
you put him on, and you know what I'm saying? But they don't want. He back
there hiding behind Riri Williams. Adam was back there behind Riri Williams. That's what he had. Yeah, you got to have it though, man. Like you said, you know, I have my office. My daughter's 13, and so when friends come over, you know, I try and make sure they can see some stuff.
Yeah,
you feel what I'm saying? I want you to know you can be Robin without being Robin, and you can be Batman without being Batman.
I know what he grabbed me. I know exactly what he grabbed me.
I want you to know you can be Batman.
Batwing, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Wow. It was Batwing's brother, right? Became and Signal.
You can be Robin without all that other stuff. That's when they come over my house. They be like, Mr. Theo, I ain't never seen that many black superheroes before. I said, I know you haven't.
I know you have it.
Yeah, but they exist though. Yeah, you ain't got to be out there talking about this is a big rich town.
Ooh.
That's evil Green Lantern. That's Power Ranger.
From the from the Crime Syndicate. Yeah. Mm.
I said all that to say this. It's about helping each other up and growing one another.
Sure.
We tell each other where to get action figures from. We tell each other how to customize action figures. Ain't nobody trying to keep it to ourselves and everything. We want you to have Wakanda at your home. Like, we literally want you to walk into your home every day and be able to get you some Wakanda. You ain't got to be relying on nobody unless it's somebody you know that travels, as Daryl has been using quite often tonight, the term, they travel in your tribe.
Yeah.
You know, you and your tribe ain't got to worry about always agreeing on the same thing. But what y'all do agree on is y'all are Black Panther fans and y'all want to get that knowledge. And you gonna do what you can right now here in our organization. And I'm gonna say the nation. Daryl does what he does, I do what I do. You got Kamoyo King over there on TikTok. He putting pictures and everything like that.
Shout out Kamoyo, yeah.
Then you got Gray and Steezel. They out there doing videos and everything like that, or action figures and just different stuff. So it's like, without being organized, you know what I'm saying? It's all about growing the Black Panther knowledge, growing the Black Panther mythos. Like, don't be reliant on somebody that ain't gonna respect the source. You know, we all like to tell our story. Daryl got his own little earth. I got my own little earth that we tell our own little various stories and everything like that. But we're not acting like we're the real deal. Like we're replacing the 616. No, this is an alternate world. This is something different, alternate galaxy. To your point, what you said earlier, fan fiction, if you will. Especially if right now we don't have a monthly Black Panther run.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm so mad about Intergalactic. I'm so mad about it. Well, yeah.
Now I was just, and I don't want to be dead horse. Just I'm gonna say one more thing about action figures, and I'll be finished. I'm a little bit older than Theo, but me and Theo's right around the same age, so we can remember a time when you was lucky if you saw one Black action figure. The only Black action figure, I mean, honestly, that I could think of, like when I was a kid, that they had
Roblox G.I. Joe.
No, well, they had a
not
Black
even
G.I. Joe, but the Black G.I. Joe came and went before I was even born. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
They had Mego had a line of 8-inch figures that actually had clothes, like cloth clothing you put on. And the only Black figure they had was the Falcon. That was the only Black figure they had. I look at mama with the other Black, they ain't got no more Black figure. This the only one. If you want one, this the one you get. All right, I want Black Panther, but they don't got Black Panther. Now, you fast forward.
Daryl, stop. Because stop. There was one that came out. I know, but I'm gonna help you make that point. I'm trying to help you make that point. Before it was Sam Wilson the Falcon, it was Lieutenant Uhura from Star Trek.
Okay.
So that's all.
The point I'm getting at. Fast forward 50 years. And we got this plethora of Black action figures, or at least the means to get them or make them. Can you imagine what kind of kids would become adults knowing there was a Black? You could look at this and draw a sense of pride. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have that. We had them one or two that we were all over the place, all over the place, like Stretch Armstrong and Bullet Man and all of this other stuff, and all you seeing is that and that. So it's validating those children.
Sure, and that's even still recent, because when I was a kid, I didn't see a Static Shock video game, Static Shock action figure, and that was 2000s. So this is super recent.
Okay, exactly.
So
That's
I
what
know,
I'm
yeah.
saying. You just getting
Mhm.
this influx now. But if somebody don't make no noise and cry out for it, we ain't gonna get it.
Right.
I wish it would
Exactly.
have been. I wish it would have been somebody pushing for some black action figures when I was 8, 9, 10 years old.
Let me tell you how recent it is. Ace, I want to say it was about a month ago. It's still funny. I had to tell Dare about it. I'm showing my action figure collection, not showing it. I'm doing a video talking about something, and somebody is upset because they didn't see enough. Well, they ain't see enough European, and I was like,
Whoa.
What?
it's like, what's wrong with your action figure collection? You lacking a little bit of diversity. I looked around. I said, "Oh, you mad because I ain't got you in my house? Why would I have you in my house like
what diversity? Who said I was trying to be
the Uno reverse card does not work in this game. It does not work in this game.
Because I'm gonna hit you with one.
I've never heard that before till then. It's like, man, you lacking some diversity in your action figure collection. Don't say so. You don't see the new Warriors and you don't see the Avengers, which are clearly mostly white. Oh no, this what's bothering you. That's bothering.
Maybe him colorblind. Maybe that's the problem. He cannot see.
Man, listen, I was this old when I heard somebody say something like that. That's crazy.
Now, Ace, here's a question.
Yes, sir.
That we ask everybody on the show. Everybody to come on the show, every single person who has come on the show as a guest has been asked this question. Okay? And the question is this.
All right.
When was that moment, Ace? When was that moment? You 35, so I understand your moment ain't gonna be nowhere near our moment. So yeah, go for it.
Sure. I would say Run DMC. So when I was Christmas 2004, I was probably in the 8th grade, 7th grade. And my mom, I think she heard she was playing the radio and she heard me really liking Rum DMC. It's tricky because there was it's tricky. Yeah. So before that, when I was younger, that was the theme song, or at least the song they used in a commercial for SSX, which was a snowboarding game for the N64. And I remembered the song from there. So I'm like, wait, hold on. This song that I'm hearing now was a song used for something that came out in the 90s, but really a song from the 80s. I was like, hold on. So she got me the Run DMC Greatest Hits album. And I was like, oh, snap. You know what I mean? It's like I had heard of these guys, but it's my first time having an actual album. My favorite artist, hip hop artist, is Ludacris. He's my favorite all time.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
He's able to dip into the bars. He can do a freestyle crazy, but he can also do a top charting song about asses shaking. He can do the whole spectrum. He can do R&B. He can go on a track with Sierra, Missy Elliott, or Justin Bieber, or Jason Derulo. He can do pretty much everything. So he's one of the other artists that really helped me fall in love with hip hop. But before that, it was Run DMC. So now I'm looking at how hip hop has impacted culture, because they're using a hip hop song for a snowboarding video game. Snowboarding being a sport that is white dominated, for the N64, because it's about tricks and all that stuff. So now I'm looking at how the commercialization of hip hop works, but also just its impact, how it can impact something 10 years later, 20 years later, 30 years later.
An example to use when you do it.
Say again.
I'm gonna give you an example to use when you do it.
Sure.
Remember Jason Statham, the transporter?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That whole soundtrack is black. We're not in that movie.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. No, there's a lot of projects that are like that, where they're just oh, we'll take. So yeah, and that's just America as a whole. It's just we'll take parts, we'll call it something else, we'll switch it, so on and so forth. So, but anyway, to go back to the point, Run DMC was one of the first hip hop loves I fell in love with, and then later on it was Wu-Tang, Tribe Called Quest, and I just started doing a lot more, going back to the older classics like the Fugees, things that I heard growing up when I was a kid, but I never went into the full project because I was too young to hear the music. So once I turned 18, started buying my old albums, I started getting all the mature stuff, and I just, again, that's what hip hop is. So even now to this day, I listen to a lot of hip hop classics, the Roots, Illaduff, Half-Life, thinking about where Black Thought was at that age. For him to be that age and say the things that he was saying was just like, holy shit. Oh, Tuskegee Air. Oh yeah, you got the Illaduff custom. Yeah. I don't know if I got that one. Man,
when you said Illaduff Half-Life, I like it. Oh, yeah. Black Thought is a beast.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Mugs don't understand, man. I be telling folks about Tariq all the time, man.
Mm-hmm.
I like, man, that boy got bars. Yep, that boy got bars. You need to go listen to some of that old shit he was doing, man. I put him right over there, right next to Most Def and Common and all of them, because they all cut from the same. Yes. In my opinion, they all cut from the same cloth, but they got varying degrees of skill. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, even though they got like the same message, essentially, they delivery. Tariq's delivery is way. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking to try to hear what that next rhyme gonna be, and it's like, oh, he started off, you know what I'm saying? They just get for sure.
So question for y'all. What do y'all consider, and I think I already know the answer, but I'd still like to ask, what is the golden era for hip hop for y'all? What is the golden era?
Golden era.
Right. Because I say that because
it ain't no what was the golden era of hip hop for us.
If you think it exists.
The golden era of hip hop was just the golden era of hip hop.
Okay.
I'm gonna answer the question best way I can. And so if you're asking me for a golden era, I have to go back to when I started and didn't stop, because I've stopped recently. I'm just being honest with you. If you go to the artists that you said you just named, Run DMC, before we got them, we had Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five, and Daryl gonna go back farther than I can and everything like that. That era is going to include your Houdini. It's going to include your Dougie Fresh and the Get Fresh crew. It's going to include your Eric B and Rakim. It's going to include your NWA. It's going to include your Snoop Dogg. It's going to include your Dr. Dre. It's going to include Boogie Down Production. It's going to include KRS-One. It's going to include what's my boy's name? Third Base. It's going to include MC Hammer. It's going to include Oaktown 357, Queen Latifah, Kid and Play, and then we're gonna go up to where we get to Ludacris and everything like that. And even though, Nelly didn't piss me off with his verbiage, Nelly is there. You know what I'm saying? We can't forget the people that you mentioned, the Fugees, like all that neo soul hip hop, the Lauryn Hill and everything like that.
Now,
for me, the golden era, my golden age starts from then. And it goes like well into the 2000s for me.
Okay.
So if you talking about personal golden era.
Yeah.
I never stopped. Once I got infected, I've been hip hop till they put me in the ground. Okay, from when it started. Okay, to today. Okay, I've been in hip hop. Okay, if we talk about the actual golden era of hip hop, would have been like 82 to about 89.
Okay,
would have been, because that's about the point where when we was starting to realize who we was as a people and was coming together and was uniting and had shit like we all in the same gang and self-destruction and stuff like that. They was like, hit him with this gangster rap, hit him with this crack rap, hit him with this right here. And then all of a sudden we was talking about 40-O's and ain't no fun if the homies can't get none, and forgot all about what we was talking about, self-destruction and this is my philosophy, poetry, it's me. Forgot all about that. You know what I mean? And that was like a 10-year run. I say from like 90, the whole 90s was gangster. Okay, the whole 90s was gangster. You for every non-gangster rapper you can name in the 90s, I can name 3 gangster rappers.
For sure.
That's how saturated gangster rap was in the 90s. And then Most Def, Talib Kweli, they started, trying to bring back more of a conscious style of hip hop and rapping about something besides guns and butter and shit. You know what I'm saying? And bring back the boom bap and the verbiage and you styling with your words instead of talking about how many folks you can kill. You know what I mean? And that kind of gave birth to the backpack crowd.
Sure.
Them the young boys, they, the backpack crowd, they ain't talking about guns and all that crazy shit. They just styling with their verbs and showing you how talented they are because they still representing hip hop in its purest form. You know what I'm saying? You got MC, DJing, graffiti, and breakdancing. That is the essence of hip hop. And what I always tell people about hip hop is not music. Hip hop is a lifestyle. Rap is music. Right, but when you say hip hop, you talking about my culture. You talking about how I talk. You talking about how I dress. You talking about what I drive, how I live. That's hip hop. You know what I'm saying? It scares some people. It attracts other people, but it is something that was 150,000% born in our community. You know what I'm saying? 1425 Sedgwick Avenue. Okay. 1974, August motherfucking 11. That's when hip hop was born. Okay. So everybody
hip hop, hip hop, the right,
And there's a tour now in the Bronx. There's a tour that goes to 1425 Sedgwick Avenue and said that's the birthplace of hip hop. So it's official. It got a tour.
It's crazy we talking hip hop like this because I never stop thinking about stuff. I think when you're a creator or artist, your mind is always active. You were saying earlier about how the Juneteenth, the children show up, the younger people would show up and fight. Well, back in the day with hip hop, it's crazy. Daryl's crew would come from one side of the club, and my crew would come from the other side of the club, and we gonna mean mug each other all night long. We looking at each other. I don't like him. He don't like me. It's established. Somebody got some cardboard somewhere on them. Somebody from his crew got some cardboard. Somebody from my crew got some cardboard. Now, you think that's just a movie. I'm telling you it's not. That's not no movie. I've actually been a part of that in real life, and I was like, what the hell are we doing? This ain't no damn movie. We really finna do this?
Yeah.
Theo. No, not Theo. Gerald, you got the radio, turn up the music. My cousin WC breaks out some cardboard. There's some dudes I thought we was fixing to fight. That ain't what we was finna do. One of the dudes' name is Freelo. My cousin WC breaks out the cardboard. My other cousin, Anthony, he steps forward. I'm looking like, what the hell y'all doing? I done seen breaking. Tell me we not finna have a dance off. Like we not finna do that. That's exactly what happened. I'm saying that maybe that's what the kids need to be doing. You need to tell them Juneteenth, we're gonna have a dance battle. We're gonna take it back to the old school. That's what we're gonna do.
Yeah. So like, and people have done that. That's definitely it. And so I want to bring up capoeira because it was part of my intro, and I don't know if you had a segue for that.
I was getting to it, but
we Black Panther fans. We Black Panther fans. That's enough to learn how to whoop some ass. Go ahead.
Right. So I think I was Kamoyo too, because I saw his comment about the 80s and everything like that. But then he also mentioned how he got into a fight with somebody and that ended up becoming his best friend. And even my homies have stories like that too, because again, we were in the 90s. And so now it's much different because of things get amplified with TikTok and internet, that you can't even really solidify those relationships because now you got everybody else feeding into it instead of how you authentically feel about the other person. So and just speak on dance battles a little bit. We just had a dance battle because there's a Crump. Crump was really big here in Buffalo. And that's due to
Really?
some people. Yes,
In
we had
Buffalo?
in Buffalo, New York. I remember going to high school. It was after, granted, it was after I think Rise came out, the movie, but I feel like it was around the time. Anyway,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
one of the big
Okay.
guys, his name was Rook.
Okay.
He passed away, unfortunately, but him and his brothers and his homies were all like crumping and introduced crump culture to Buffalo. And since then, we've been having underground things here and there. And so his sister, his younger sister, in honor of him, created something, or she carried on an event called The Pit, where it was dance battle, but this was an all styles dance battle. And so we got pop lock, we got some type of Indian dance that I saw. So it's all these different dance styles that came together to battle it off. And yeah, we just had that last week. So I just want to speak to that because, you know, and there were also kids. There's a kid who's like 10 years old, tearing it up, like he's doing power moves and everything, just like going crazy. So dance culture is still very much alive, and you know, again, the lifestyle, like you said, D-Real, it's a lifestyle. Go ahead.
I got a question. How do you feel when you see videos of Asian kids breakdancing? I mean, just like you said, power moves, high level power moves, stuff that you be like, I can't do that. I know I'll break my leg for sure.
Yeah. Hey, I watched black people do all types of taekwondo kicks in the air and watch the same way I felt about Wu-Tang. You know what I mean? So these things should be resources that we are able to utilize to push, you know, life, right? Not just certain cultures, but to push life. These things give life. We do these dances for life.
Celebration or appropriation?
So I can't say it's appropriation only because I don't know I don't always know the context of which is being done. I can't say that each of those people don't respect the culture that they're a part of. So that I think that's what the difference is between appropriation and celebration is. Can you actually respect the culture? Can you say, I love what was going on in the 80s, so I can acknowledge Grandmaster Flash, and that might be too obscure for them, but can they at least go back to that? Can they go back to You Got Served? Maybe You Got Served was their first exposure to it. You know what I mean? So
that's fair.
So yeah, so I think that's where it kind of comes in.
That's the movie me and my wife gonna watch tonight. Anyway.
But we also can't let the wool be pulled over our eyes. We also still have to acknowledge, what you're doing is something that happened in the 80s and it came from Black folks, Latino folks doing our thing. So and that's where, like, you know, I got homies who are going overseas, who are going throughout the world to teach.
And that's what I was going to say.
Get it from the source.
In my mind, I have made peace with the fact that it's proliferated the planet. But you go back in my archives and you look at I did a video. Remember when the Summer Olympics, when they had the breakdance competition?
I?
Yeah, man, I roasted her. I roasted her. Interpretive breakdance in my head. No. Okay, I don't know what that shit is you doing, but that's not breakdance. Okay, and it's like, okay, but then I had to, you know, step outside of myself and say, okay, what if I ain't as talented as a Frosty Freeze or a Ken Swift or Mr. Wiggles or somebody like that? What if I ain't got skills like that? What can I do? You know what I mean? I know that's where you
I don't know how you qualified. I don't know how you made it to the Olympics. No. You're not telling me she was the best person they had.
Let's go back and watch.
You know what I'm saying? Because I saw the guy from Australia and he was dope. You know what I'm saying?
See what I'm saying?
But then, you know, and then she come out there and I'm like, okay, wait, she ain't went into her shit yet. You know what I'm saying? And she's doing all of this, and I'm like, what?
I ain't going.
And because the girl who went before her was way better than she was. The little girl from Fresno, little Asian girl.
Oh, yeah.
She was rocking shit. And I'm just like, yeah, she definitely gonna get. And then they had that little Slavic child come out with that do-rag on her head. And I was just like, man, everybody from whatever country that was in my comment talking about, she's just wearing that because she needs to cover her head and blah blah. She cover her head with a scarf.
Let's do this though.
She cover her head with a scully. Why she got to cover her motherfucking head with a do-rag?
You mentioned something previously, Ace, and we do want to do that. I don't want to forget. What got you into capoeira?
Oh yeah, okay. I'm about to segue that. I'm gonna just end by
that's a
saying,
good segue.
put one of us in street luge, put one of us in curling or something like that. But how we gonna do it? Somehow we're gonna find a way to dunk something in one of those sports. That's how we take something and then recreate it. Recreation is just recreation. That is what it is to us. So that's what I'm gonna end off on that. So
it's ABA. Ain't no dunking. We finna dunk. Okay.
And put that shit back in the NBA.
Yep, the first one to put the curl in between the legs.
It's putting butts in seats. Okay, you can slam.
Yep, they only have to create a rule just so they can't. There's no dunking here. We don't know. We know y'all not gonna do it, but it's not for y'all. It's for them. Okay, that's what that rule is for. So we're talking about battle, and we're talking about something that has transitioned and been carried on from the ancient times of having a ritual competition. So capoeira being Afro-Brazilian, and we're always making sure that we say the Afro-Brazilian, not just Brazilian, because Brazil, the same way America is created out of a lot of different things.
They had slaves down there too.
Big bet, and this is where capoeira came from. Well, part of where capoeira came from. So people who are in Angola, they have their ritual ancestor called Ngolo, and it being brought to the New World and it becoming, what it is. So to answer Theo's question, I got into capoeira I've been doing it for 10 years. I got exposed to it, of course, through Tekken, through Eddie Gordo, which a lot of Americans and worldwide players got exposed to it. But I'm like, it's a video game. It's something that's distant. I'm sure there's all types because we don't have like a Shaolin Kung Fu school here. So I'm thinking that's just it's far off. I read a book on it when I was probably in my early teens, preteen years. Like, okay, capoeira seems, again, it's cool, but I'm thinking I'm not going to find it like anywhere close. So fast forward to I'm in my 20s, I go and I see one of the Kwanzaa celebrations, and my homie Genesis, who's a dope hip hop dude. He's one of those guys who does positive hip hop. Like, he'll talk about his faith, his religion, his wife, his life, his man as a family, his life as a family man. He'll talk about cartoons, hip hop. He's also a really big Black Panther fan. Like, he low-key got me into Black Panther more when I met him, because he was the only one I saw with a Black Panther jersey on. So I see him doing they're at the end, they're drumming and everything like that. He's doing kicks, and I'm like, that's capoeira. And so I hit him up after. I'm like, bro, when did you start learning capoeira? He said, oh, I've been learning it around the corner. I'm like, word, this whole time it's been on the east side of Buffalo. I never knew. So I do some research at home, YouTube, how to do the basic movement, the Jenga, and then I go for my first class and I fall in love with it. Like, my background was Taekwondo, but I stopped doing that when I was 12 because my parents got divorced and my mom couldn't afford it anymore. So I wasn't able to keep practicing it. So I went years without having some formal training, but I started doing capoeira. I'm like, oh, this is right up my alley. I'm already acrobatic. I'm already doing all types of break dances and stuff like that when I go dance battle with my friends. So this makes more sense. So yeah, I started doing it and I've been in love with it ever since. So 10 years going strong. And so to this point too, one of my main teachers was a white man. And so I had to overcome that perception that it's not just, this thing called capoeira is worldwide. There's people who are in Brazil who are the same shade as him, who are deep ingrained. And that's because we don't separate our practice from its origin. We don't separate the practice from the culture. So if you are white and you are practicing, you better goddamn know your history when it comes to this art. You better know what these terms mean. You better be learning Portuguese. You better be learning the music. And that's what I love about it, is that it's not just about the competitive spirit. It's not just about the kicks and the acrobatics and everything. It's about the entire culture. It's about, liberating yourself, because we had to liberate ourselves from slavery using this tool that is deeply spiritual, that is deeply inheritive of the things that we've been through. And you're gonna have different struggles than people who were enslaved back then, but you're still gonna have struggles. And so capoeira just becomes this vehicle for us to utilize. And that's what I want kids to understand too. The same way you can settle your beefs with basketball, sports, or whatever, settle it with capoeira, because we're not trying to knock each other's blocks off. We're doing like, kicks and acrobatics, and we're like having this language with our bodies that is not just a one-on-one fist fight. This is language, and we can settle it there. Like, yeah, we can. Oh, I got you. Oh, I tripped you up, or oh, I did a takedown. I wasn't trying to like slam you on your head, but know that I outwitted you. Can you outwit me back? So now it's like, so I just see it as a vehicle that youth can use to feel better about themselves. And there's music part of it too. So even if you're not good at the kicking and everything like that, you can still be great at the music. You can excel at that. So everybody can find something in capoeira, which is why I love it and why I teach it.
You said you was 10 years in?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Have you ever come across a movie called Only the Strong?
After I started learning about capoeira, I did. Yeah.
That was my introduction. When that movie first came out.
A lot of
That was my introduction to capoeira.
And you probably haven't seen a capoeira movie since.
No, you have not. But I've seen him on the cooking show.
I've seen capoeira artists. I've seen Lateef Crowder in a lot of movies.
Exactly. And so that comes to my next point. The same way Black Panther has been limited, it's the same thing with capoeira. You can see an artist practice capoeira. Like, I even watched the first Mortal Kombat, and there's a scene where I think Scorpion, and it's either Scorpion and Reptile, or Scorpion and Sub-Zero, or maybe it's Reptile and Liu Kang, but they're doing those kicks back and forth. It was Reptile. Okay, cool. Reptile. When they were doing those spin kicks, I look back at it after I learned capoeira. I'm like, that's fucking capoeira. And there's like another scene from another movie. I can't think of it at the moment, but I'm sorry, not even a movie. It was from Carlos Santana, Maria. In that video, they also did capoeira, which I'm like, is he not Brazilian? Like, why is capoeira even in here? But still, to show that there's pieces of it that are getting shown. And then you got the more comical side. So there's that one movie with was it Will Ferrell and somebody else? There was capoeira in that. I didn't see the movie, so I don't really know, but like capoeira was used as a joke. And then there's the cartoon Bob's Burgers, where one of the kids is learning capoeira and the guy is doing all this goofy stuff, and he's calling that capoeira. So I mean, granted, that's kind of what happens with anything. Anything can be made, almost anything can be made a joke out of, but we still don't have a pure capoeira film. There is one more film that's from Brazil called Besouro. It's in English it's called The Assailant, but in the original language it's called Besouro. But it was more talking about the spiritual side of capoeira, and like, how this one person who is about the 1800s, he's doing capoeira, is a spiritual, it's all types of things. But anyway, but there's no other movies besides that. And now there's like a series out on Disney Plus, but it's only landlocked to Brazil. It hasn't been translated for America yet. So yeah. So anyway, long-winded answer to your question, but
listen, we needed to hear that. I like it. To Daryl's, when I say I like it, I didn't know the name. I forgot the name of that movie that we saw. That dude he was bald headed in John Wick's movie.
Mark
bald-headed. Yeah, he bald, but now he doing the Iron Chef and everything like that. That's a crazy transition.
Yeah. And he's actually not a capoeira stylist. He learned capoeira for that movie. I think, if I'm not mistaken, his background is in Taekwondo,
something like that. Yeah. He's dope. He's dope.
Yeah. He's got a movie called Drive that he was in with Kadeem Hardison. Very underrated movie.
Word.
A lot of good martial art choreography in it. It was him, Kadeem Hardison, and what's her name? Oh my gosh, from Clueless. She's deceased now.
Okay, all right.
The goofy girl that they took and made look hot. And she was Eminem's girlfriend in 8 Mile.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I can picture her face.
And I think it's Ashley something. But she was in this movie too. But they like running all over the country because he's got like this artificial like engine type heart or something in him that he's trying to get to this doctor, but when he uses it, because it's called the drive.
Brittany Murphy.
And whenever he get Brittany Murphy. And then, like, when his heart, kind of hypes up and he'll start, and he's doing martial arts and they got all of these people hunting him, trying to get him because they want to take the heart back. And he's in Kadeem Hardison's car. So enter the black guy getting sucked into the whole web of foolishness. And like one of the henchmen, he don't know no martial arts, right? But he got guns and stuff. And he pulls out a whip.
Oh.
And he starts whipping Kadeem Hardison.
Yikes.
Bruh. when he got that whip away from him, they had him on the ground.
There you go. All over there.
There was a whip on a black man ever again in your life.
Oh man, I gotta put this on my list.
Oh,
Message to the King and Drive. Got it. All right, cool.
Listen, I'm gonna listen. I don't even like what I can tell you is this: is that and I tell folks, we all grown. You can like what you like, make decisions that you make. We still gonna be cool at the end of the day.
Right.
What I can tell you is that if you know anything about T'Challa, you gonna look at Message from the King and be like, mind you, Message from the King came out after Black Panther.
Right.
You gonna look at that movie and you gonna be like, ooh. Having control, having little to no control, vice having mostly, if not all the control. I promise you there's more T'Challa in Message from the King than Black Panther. I know that sounds crazy. But the movie is called Message from the King.
I did see this movie. I did. I forgot that I saw the movie because it's been so long. But yeah, I saw Message from the King and then 42 Blocks. No.
21
Blocks.
21 Bridges. 21 Bridges.
I'm thinking of the other martial art. But yeah, 21 Bridges. I saw both of those. But yeah, when I saw Message from the King, I was like, oh shit. No, that's really T'Challa. Like, yo, I'm not stopping at anything. I'm gonna travel across the world to get my lick back, to avenge my sister. I wish you fucking
with a body bag, no less.
Listen, I just slipped in with a whole different alias. And then when I get back to my land, everybody like, what's up, cuz? What's going on with you, man? You're like, yeah, man. I said,
yeah.
So
analyzing the tooth, like, this man is really well taken care of. This can only belong to one type of person. I was like, oh shit. Yeah.
He lied straight there. No, that's not my sister. It's not her. I said to myself, if you a Black Panther fan, comic book, you sitting at this movie, you like, if you seen both of them, like,
yeah.
That's T'Challa right there. I don't know who this was. That's
yeah, he
that's
was
him right there.
He was more
Did Duncan Reed stick? Yeah, that's him. So yeah, that's why. That's the only reason why I said it. That's what people that read the comic books,
and
they've never seen Message from the King, they all come back and say the same thing. They be like, damn.
They should have did it like that. Yeah. And you got a story already that would have fit perfectly in that narrative. Panther's Quest.
Oh yeah, Panther's Quest.
When he was going to get his stepmother
from
because in the comics, Ramona is his stepmother, not his mother. From wasn't it South Africa?
Yep.
And this comic book was written by Don McGregor during the apartheid era. So that's what made that story that much more prolific.
And like, Black Panther got his revival in late 90s, 1998 through Marvel Knights. So that was Daredevil and Punisher, and Daredevil and Punisher have these really gritty stories that are being told in episodes, not in a movie, in like an episodic series. So something like that for Black Panther would go crazy. So yeah, that'd be insane. You got Fear itself. Go ahead.
No, I ain't gonna say that. No, I started to say something. I ain't gonna say it. He was broached about. Well, so 3 months after the movie came out,
Mm-hmm.
They wanted to replace T'Challa.
Mm.
Wow. 3 months after the movie came out, they already wanted to move him from the mantle, and they wanted him to take a series on Disney Plus.
That's crazy.
That's true though. That's true though.
Yeah.
We are at the 2-hour mark, so we cannot dive
in that
rabbit hole, unfortunately.
You're gonna have to hit up Art Man Customs before we go. You're gonna have to hit up Art Man Customs.
Sure.
You're an art action figure collector. He's over there on Instagram and everything like that.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to holler. That's a brother. And we selling black business now.
Tell him me and Theo sent you, and he might hook you up with something.
Gotcha. Yeah. Art Man Customs. Word. I'm with it. I know I saw a guy who took Wakanda and made like a Warhammer line out of that, and that was mad dope too. So yeah, I'm gonna hit up Art Man Customs and see if we can get going for me.
Oh man, we did a show with a young lady who is the Guinness World Record holder of Black Panther merch.
Wow.
And she's got over 2,500 different pieces. She got in on 2,500 pieces, but she's got 4,000. And it's stuff that the only reason they didn't count that is because that was stuff that wasn't official. Like,
sure.
If somebody carved you some Black Panther stuff, that didn't count. But she's got stuff she's got a Black Panther like video game. Remember the tabletop video games back in the day?
Yeah. What?
It's got Black Panther.
And this is a sister.
I don't think there was anything that me and Daryl had that she didn't have.
Right.
Including it.
Well, she had a bunch of stuff we didn't have.
That's nasty.
She had a whole bunch of stuff we didn't have. I thought I had some Black Panther.
She had some Black Panther boxing gloves.
She's like, oh, that's cute.
I like,
She had some Black Panther boxing gloves autographed by Mike Tyson.
Shut up. What? How did she even? And those are official? Or they just those?
She had the gloves made as Black Panther gloves.
Okay.
I don't know how she linked up with Mike Tyson, but linked up with him and he signed it.
She's got a Black Panther Wakanda Forever poster on the side of her house.
It's just that big.
It's just
that big. It's just that big.
How have I never heard of this woman before? That's crazy.
Her name is
Taisha
Lamb.
They are sending the link to the video. Send the link. She took us on a tour of her place when she came in for the live.
She got a whole house. Hey, Ace. Ace.
Yeah.
When I say whole house, I think she had like one area in her house that wasn't Black Panther out. The rest of it inside and out.
Wow.
Black Panther down. Everything.
No way.
What Cat Williams say?
Everything.
I was like,
everything.
I got some work to do.
Protect that queen at all costs. Protect that queen at all costs.
Man, look.
She doing it. She was doing it for real. But Theo, my man, what you got going this weekend?
So before we went live and everything, we are going to drop the video tomorrow of Blood Feud. We're gonna get up first thing tomorrow morning, drink our coffee. We're gonna work on that. We're gonna drop Blood Feud. We're also dropping Fantastic Four issue 54. Yeah. We still got T'Challa, we still got the Inhumans round and everything like that. So we're gonna be dropping that. We definitely gonna drop Ultimates issue.
That's the one where Black Panther one-shots Karnak.
Right. So, we want to make sure Black Panther fans getting what they want and everything like that. We're going to drop Ultimates issue number 3. I think I already did number 2. We're going to drop Ultimates issue number 3 and definitely got to bring in that New Warriors. I think we up the New Warriors issue 30. So we're going to do all that and everything like that. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to get up around about 8 o'clock in the morning, between 8 and 9, God willing. Fix our cup of coffee. We're gonna come sit in our office, and damn it, we're gonna make it do what it's gonna do. That's what we're gonna do. Big, what? Hold on, before I get to Big Bro, Ace, what you got going on?
Yeah. So tomorrow I have Toriyama Day. So my brand is called Hidden Village 716 on Instagram. That is the one we do the cosplay parties. We all come dressed up. We do our damn thing. We got our ramen bar. I mean, I'm telling y'all, like, y'all gonna should pull up. But hey, listen, if you listening, this is what we do. We have a ramen bar. You customize your own cup of ramen. We got video games. It's gonna be a good time. And yeah, that's tomorrow. And then I'm taking a nice long nap after that. I got Black Fae Day next month, so that's gonna be where we dress as fairies, elves, all that stuff. And when Wakanda Alignment now has different placements in different schools across Buffalo, so I'm working on building that out. So we're actually covering the first issue we covered was Rise of Black Panther, which was the one where number 3, where he was given a tour. T'Challa was given a tour of Wakanda to different world leaders, and then Winter Soldier came in and tried to steal something. So I based that. The lesson in that was like, how do you protect your resources? How do you protect what's valuable to you? What do you do at home and with your family that's worth protecting? The next issue we're going into is Spider-Man Miles Morales, when him and Black Panther teamed up, and that lesson is going to be about brotherhood and leadership. How does T'Challa act as a big brother to Miles Morales, who's going through his bout with being turned into a vampire? And so yeah, that's what we do, Wakanda Alignment. So yeah, follow Wakanda Alignment, has its own Instagram, Wakanda_alignment, and then Hidden Village 716, and then my profile is Ace_the Outsider.
Hold on. I'm typing that fast. You said what's
alignment or alignments?
Alignments. Wakanda_alignment.
Oh, just one alignment. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And then Hidden Village 716 is the other page.
Oh, okay. All right, let me get that in here right now.
Yeah.
So I got Wakanda. I'm like my grandparents. I like to make sure I got this right. I got Wakanda_alignment, and I got and I got Hidden. It's a Hidden Village, all one word.
Correct.
716. Okay,
correct.
Yeah. So you got to make sure you ask them questions and everything like that right there.
Of course. Yes, sir.
It popped up when I put in Wakanda_A. Okay, I'm in there.
Thank you.
And I don't know if you're aware of the channel. I know you know Daryl's channel.
Yeah, I need to get on that.
It's simple. IAS Theo B. I ain't saying, I'm just saying.
I gotcha. Nice.
Oh, look at that. Kamoyo already following you.
Yep. Shout out to Kamoyo. I appreciate you pulling up, King, for sure.
We got you.
Yeah, hold on.
Far as what I am doing,
yes. What are you doing?
I'm gonna get back on this crew. Issue 4 of the crew. I'm gonna get back on this Black. I'll bring you issue 2 of Black. Ace, for you, if you have never heard of Black is a story by a writer named Kwanzaa Osa Jefo, and it's basically never mind, I'm done. Okay, all right, you already know. Okay, so I'll be covering that.
Okay.
And I will be redropping my issue 1 of Philadelphia.
Nice.
So
on Sunday.
I found it.
I got to follow up. I got to follow up on Sunday. We tag teaming. So he got Philadelphia on Sunday.
Okay.
And then I got it on Monday. And then he following back up.
I got it on Saturday. You got it.
Okay, well then I got it on Sunday.
I got it on Monday.
And I got it on Tuesday. Okay, yeah. We in there.
There you go.
Ready. I still gotta read this. I have not read it yet. I still gotta.
You ain't ready?
I know. Yeah, I've been holding on to it. I'm trying to find the day to do it, but I told y'all.
Barnes is gonna be mad at you. And then I covered this story recently. I just covered this. It's called Flawed.
Oh yeah, I've been seeing that. Okay.
It's by Chuck Brown, saying he's one of the co-writers of Bitterroot. I don't know if he's one of the co-writers of Bitterroot. And nice. he basically tells the story and Black female protagonist. And she's a dog with it.
Okay.
If you like what if a hot Black woman acted like the Punisher? This is basically the story for you.
I'll take it. I'll take it sunny side up. Thank you. Yes.
All right.
Yeah, man.
Hey, man, we appreciate you. Yeah, I mean, it is always, I look at what we do, especially since after, speaking to certain people, our shit is a tapestry.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you've ever seen a tapestry. It take different, it's got different designs, different looks, but it's all on one blanket. You feel me? And I feel like we that blanket, and we try to cover that diaspora for this, this Afro-futuristic, Afrocentric type journey that I'm happy that my brother has decided to take with me every week. So sometimes it's fun, sometimes it's educational. That's why I say edutainment is what we do.
Absolutely.
We learning, we teaching, it's a build, and everybody is growing from it. So I appreciate you, sharing your time, your talents with us, and we got your information. We'll definitely be in touch. The link for your Jones is in the chat.
Yes.
So we are here for you if you need us, man. All you gotta do is reach out.
Thank you. And I'll say that.
Like this.
Go ahead.
Okay. No, like you say, we might not always say what you want, what you like, but we ain't gonna lie to you.
That's it. Word. I'll take it. So I'm truly appreciative of you two brothers for sharing your energy and sharing your stories with me as Black Panther fans, but also as Black men. Because again, as my title as Brother Sankofa, it is my duty to link the generations. So the rhetoric that you have for Black Panther is so important to me because it's giving that context, because that 60-year history ain't nothing to play with. So just know that you have somebody who is in that fight that's going to bring it to the next generation to carry on those stories and carry on that legacy, because this is a legacy character. This is a legacy that we are carrying as Black superhero fans and as Black men. So right on. I appreciate y'all.
Good stuff. Rock with me, Nation. We appreciate y'all rocking with us. That's it for now. We'll be back again. Catch you on the flip side. Peace.